Okay, well, I'm John Davies,
I'm Shauna Davies.
and this is a book we wrote for kids roughly 7 years old, about 13 or 14 or 15, called Storm Chasers on the Trail of Twisters. And it's for kids that want to know, besides tornadoes, they want to know what storm chasing is all about. So,
Right, what it is we actually take a little girl on a storm chase with us, and we meet various storm chasers of different types, from researchers to regular storm chasers to media. We actually even see a tornado and describe what that's like, and then we even see the aftermath and damage and how that affects people. So, and in it, there's also a lot of sidebar information of what we're looking at as we take her on the storm chase.
it's all in color. Lots of sidebar information about tornadoes, and kind of get a good idea of some of the beginning spotting things that kids can grasp. So I think it's a very good book, and I think it kind of fills a gap out there, because a lot of kid books are about tornadoes, but they maybe don't get into some of the issues that we run into with storm chasing.
It even has a few science experiments that kids could do at home as they're learning about weather and meteorology and storm chasing, and it also teaches them how to actually start spotting from home and how to pick out the different cloud features and what the storms are going to do, so that they have a head start on other kids that become storm chasers later.
Of course, you guys are active storm chasers.
Definitely. How long have you been storm chasing?
Oh my goodness, about 13 years or so.
Yeah, it's long before I met you. So
Yes.
And John's quite the forecaster. He does a lot of case studies.
A little over 20 years. And I wanted to mention that I'm listed as the author, but I'd signed the contract before I got Shauna involved, and since she's good at talking to kids with school talks about tornadoes, she was a big help in working with me on writing the book. And so her help was invaluable, so I consider her a co-author. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I've been talking to schools since I've been a storm chaser, and I have so many kids that ask about storm chasing, what it's like, what it's about. So when he approached me to help with the book, I said, absolutely, because the questions kids ask are quite advanced, especially for the younger kids. So there's definitely an interest out there for younger kids.
Now, where do people find the book?
Where do they find it?
Well, they find the book, one of the best places to get the book is on Amazon.com. And just go in there and search John Davies, which is Jon space Davies, and you'll see it come up there. And they carry it. I think it runs probably around $11 on their site, so it's not really expensive. There's other places you may be able to get it. I know Barnes & Noble had it on their site for a while, as well as Borders. And some of the stores carry it, though. Since it's been out for 2 years, it's probably easier to get it online with somebody like Amazon.com.
And if you're a fan of tornadovideos.net, they're also carrying it.
Oh, yes.
And you have a website for it, too?
Yeah, we do have a website. It's the actual title of the book, On the Trail of Twisters.com.
Yeah, on the Trail of Twisters.com.
Yes, and that has a little bit more information about our book and some more resources of where to find it.
Now, what about you guys as far as your chasing? Are you on the web there?
Actually, he is. He's got a website and a blog.
I have a website. It's www.johndavies.net. Kind of technical, but there's some case studies in there about weather. I also have some photographs. And I also have a blog that you can get to off of that site, where I do case studies about severe weather once in a while when something interesting happens. And this gal's going to get a website one of these
I'm working
days,
on a
right?
website that I will be having hosted by Dryline Hosting, as a matter of fact, and I'm going to finally get all of my years of chasing and pictures
Excellent.
on the internet.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Takes me a long time to get it.
I'm going to make her do that this year. So.
Now, John, of course, you're pretty well known among the chasers for your cold core research for tornadoes.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's interesting. The first tornado I photographed as an adult was back in 1990, and it was a cold core event. And it was like a little shower, and it didn't look like it was going to produce a tornado, but there was something about the base rotating and made me follow it, and surprised the heck out of me when it did. I thought, I want to study these more, because what is the situation here that produces something like that? And I found that those tend to be associated with a closed low up at around 18,000 feet. That's why, and that low has cold air around it, a pool of cold air. That's why they call it a cold core. And there's something about that cold air aloft, close to the ground, with just a little bit of moisture down there. Sometimes you can get surprise tornadoes when it doesn't look like it's that unstable. So that's been fun to research.
You have some of those case studies on your site, don't you?
Yes, I do. I've been studying those for 20 years, so I've got several on my site, and there's a paper in one of the weather journals about them, and so there's some information out there.
Anything new for you guys this year?
Oh boy, anything new from your standpoint?
Actually, I've just recently gone back to school for a degree in sociology because I'm finding that social science and meteorology are finally starting to combine and work together. And I always have had just as much of an interest in society and people's behavior as I do about weather. And I do have a passion about weather preparedness too. So I'm hoping maybe eventually we'll be able to do a research paper together. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll try to kind of work toward that.
But as far as chasing is concerned, we're going to go back to square one and do old school chasing. We're just going to go out,
nice.
hit the road,
That'll be
have
fun.
a good time.
Have fun and see if we can learn a few things.
Yep.
Right?
There's
stuff
always
to learn.
something
Sure.
to learn every time.
I think a lot of the new people are kind of deprived of that experience.
Yeah.
They don't get the hardcore learning that you do from all the busting.
Yeah, exactly. You learn more from busting than you do
Absolutely.
from successes. So,
That is so true.
Are you guys on any of the social networking sites?
This gal is on Facebook.
yeah, I'm on Facebook and StormTrack. You're on StormTrack and CFD.
Yeah, I post occasionally at Storm Track. I'm not on Facebook yet.
Yeah, and we haven't reached
So,
Twitter yet either.
yeah.
We
guess-
suffer from cultural lag. Whenever
Yeah,
technology
I-
advances, it takes us a couple of years to catch
I was a
up.
little behind on it too.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Anything else you want to add?
I can't think of anything either. Just
really about it.
hope people out there storm chasing, play it safe, and pay attention.
Have a good time with it. Always have fun with it. Stay safe.
Stay
and
safe.
make sure that you also watch out for the people who these tornadoes hit. Make sure you know what you're doing in case you come across someone who needs help.